Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. So I'm in the backyard at the moment doing some crazy stuff because yesterday I received a letter from the Department of Work and Pensions. And this letter means that my benefits are up in the air. I've got to ring them on Monday to find out stuff and to figure out what the hell's going on. The worst part about getting one of these letters on the weekend is you can't ring them, you can't contact them over the weekend, so you're left to stew. That may be a simple fix, it may be an issue that I have to deal with ongoing. But you've got to remember, the only money coming into my house is my benefits. If that all stopped beyond this situation where we've got now where I'm switching from my old system to universal credit, it would be very bad for me. I have multiple options and I have a buffer of time because people have helped me out and because I've got a little bit of money that is going to make me so that I can last until the end of this month. Wonderful start to a new month. But the stress of knowing tomorrow I'm going to have to ring the Department of Work and Pensions and deal with all that is not good for me. So I've enacted some of my projects. These projects need to be done anyway. So what are we on at the moment? At the moment I am on my GTAC. It's a tough little laptop, well, tablet. Let me move this out of the way. I'll show it you. We're not on brilliant signals wireless wide, so it's going to be a bit juddery anyway. So there is the GTAC. It is plugged into an external monitor here. The wireless keyboard and mouse and my Logitech Pro. And of course, so sorry about the judderiness. There's nothing I can do at the moment. It's to do with just a few tweaks that need to be done. 15.8% of the CPU is being used just for OBS. But the sound should be okay. Probably not as good noise filtering because it's quite windy in the backyard at the moment. At the moment it's 16.3 Celsius. The dog is out with me and we're just having our mornings in the backyard. So, this computer, this GTAC here, is the final backup of my Windows backups. It runs Windows 11. As you can see, worst case scenario, it will do vlogging, it will do my base stuff, and it's got what processor has it got in it? It's not wonderful. It's an Intel low-powered one. The entire system only uses 43 watts. That's including the monitor. So the actual system itself is drawing 30 watts. So on that stage of things, it's good. It's got a 4-core 8-thread processor. And I'll just bring up the properties so I can show. Right, so it's got 16 gig RAM. It's got a 128 megabytes graphics card in there, Intel UHD graphics, and the processor is an Intel Core i5 10210U, running at 1.6 gigahertz. It's not a racy processor, but even this can play RPG Maker games. Even this can run Star Trek Online. Even this can do the base level of gaming and that. of my coping strategies and my therapy. So when it comes down to it, it is a very useful thing. I installed a 4 terabyte drive in there, and I've got all my games on it. I'm a bit sad about it because this GTAC is very expensive. I bought it cheap. I bought it was cheap because the BIOS was locked down. Didn't have any of that stuff with it. No stylus with it. So it was, when I bought it a while ago, it was about £200. And these go for about, when they're in really good condition, and pardon me, that was a bit, about 2,500, because it's military spec. It is, and that doesn't mean the lowest common denominator. That means it's spec'd to be anti-dust and all that kind of thing, and anti-shock. So, it can play games. I can't stream games, of course. It does not have the ability to do OBS and stream. It could just about handle Discord and gaming. But yeah, it's like my final setup. It's got a battery that lasts about 2 to 3 hours if I'm not doing much on it. And it is my final non-ideal. It's not ideal. Pardon me. Because it has a barrel jack connector, so it can't be put directly into a USB battery charger, battery bank. I don't have the dock. It has one USB 3 connector. That's it. It has HDMI out. It's good for what it is, and my plan for today is just tweak it, upgrade it, not upgrade it, update it, get it all set up, and just focus my mind on that. Then I've got my Android. There, that's the Android tablet. That is my Samsung S9. That's the one that's going to be my backup for my Android stuff. My primary, of course, is my new phone. My new phone, I have 3 layers of ARM Android-based backup. I have my phone, I have my old S20 phone, and I have the ARM tablet. That allows me to do multiple things and to use each of them as a backup if worst case scenarios happens. I have to have this many backups, and it's a good thing. So then I'm going through, make sure everything's installed, store everything that I'm working on works. I'm doing all this as well, not just because of what's happened, and because I'm going to have to deal with the DWP next week, which is an extra stress, but because I have managed to get hold of a second-hand Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck is going to become my primary outdoor and low-powered gaming system and vlogging system and everything else system. I regret getting rid of them, but then again, at the time I needed the money. This is the thing. I don't have any other income other than what comes in through my benefits. So if I need anything technology-wise, if there's something new that I think will help me, that will work as a better coping, I have to sell something to buy something. So that's just the way it is for me. Remember, I had to get rid of a tablet and a 4090 at the beginning of last year to get my mobility scooter, which was an excellent thing to do. Do I miss those items? Damn right. But I have to put these things in perspective and decide what is more important for my mental health, what can help me more. And the mobility scooter turned into something fucking amazing. So, sorting out all these bits and pieces now, so they're all up to date, they're all charged up, they all work if I need to use them as a backup if I run out of money or anything. And because I've got so many layers, I still have another layer of stuff I can get rid of. Really, when it comes to backups, I have to have 2 backups. I can't reduce the backup beyond 2. That would cause too much. I basically wouldn't sleep. For example, if I had one singular computer, and it was a very good computer, let's say my desktop, but I had no other computer in the house to back it up, no backup for it, I would end up in hospital probably by 2 weeks. Why? Because every single night when I tried to sleep, my brain would say, yeah, you've got this computer, but what happens if it breaks? What happens if you go to turn it on in the morning and it doesn't work? I will literally lose the ability to sleep, and then that will affect my ability to use my coping strategies. A disabled person like me has a lot of problem how can I put it? We have very limited resources and energy in our head. And if I can't sleep, even though I only sleep like 3 to 4 hours a night, if I don't get that amount of sleep, then my ability to use my coping strategies will degrade. And I will very quickly dip into extreme, deep, dark depression and even certain psychosis type things might rear their head, and I may go completely divorced from reality, and I will have to be checked into a PICU, a psychiatric intensive care unit. This is not a good thing. So therefore, the levels of backup and all the things I do keep me up here, but I always have to be very aware and careful about anything. So everything that I use to help me survive, every layer of my different kinds of therapy and different kinds of backup, I can't allow any part that I rely on to less than 2 levels deep. Even my mobility scooter, I had to get another mobility scooter, one that folds up, one that can keep in the house, one that is there in case my main scooter dies. I have multiple ways of cooking food. I have multiple ways of recording logs. I have multiple ways of playing my videos and my audiobooks and my TV series that keep me going. Multiple on multiple on multiple. Because I can't allow it just to be one. But the good thing is that means that if the worst comes to the worst, I can sell items to survive for longer. I just can never go past that 2 set thingy. I'm probably going to have to get rid of my super server in the kitchen. I don't want to, but it's when it's turned on, because of the amount of power it draws, unfortunately, it draws about 300 watts continuously. That's too much. And even though I absolutely adore it, and it is basically the perfect computer system for me, when it's turned on, I can stream via it, I can do everything via it. But with the cost of living and the way the benefits have not raised with the cost of living, and the way that, well, the problems to do with money mean that that has been turned off for almost a month now, which really sucks. To put it in perspective, last month's electricity bill was £171. This month's, with not using that and reducing my power in other ways, my electricity bill is down to £81. I literally cut my electricity uses down by 50% of it. 50% of the old one is gone. Not much I can do about it though. I've got to focus on the things I can do. So today I'm going to be very busy doing everything I can to keep myself occupied. And that's okay. Tomorrow I will be on the phone, which of course means about a 2-hour wait on hold, waiting for them to answer. Because you would have thought that DWP doesn't have enough people to do their phones and all that. Not much I can do about it. I'll just upload this now, get something to eat, and then go inside because it's actually too cold to be out. That's why I've got my hoodie on. Bye bye for now.